If you want to be free of addiction, then you have to try to be free by being the person who says that freedom is possible. If freedom is possible for you, then it is possible for others to say that to you as well. An addict who lives the lie of addiction being something that they'll never survive, they'll never get out of, is the one who hears it from the rest of society. Society screams it at addicts when an addict is midstream, mid-flight, and mid-row of their addict life. That's when you need to tell them something different is true. I want addicts to be free of that life, free of that lie, free of that scream that society screams into their ears in a way that society doesn't understand that it screams it into their ears. You're not worth your life. You're not worth the try. You're not worth the time. You're not worth my effort to care about you because you're unsightly, you smell, and you are a thief, a liar. And every addict is loved, too, by someone, somewhere, somehow, in some way. Before addiction, during addiction, after addiction. If you want to help an addict be free of addiction, help them to believe that they are part of what you are a part of when you're not an addict like them, when you're just a person who lives your life, who just has the problems of life that are problems of life. Addiction is a problem of life, but it's a different problem of life. It's a severe problem of life, but it is a problem of life nonetheless. An addict who feels ostracized, an addict who feels that they are not worth life, not worth the time of day that society can give them, is an addict who's not going to look to become a part of it easily. When you get tired of being the addict who falls and nearly dies and dies maybe and then comes back and then loses everything and then comes back and loses it all again and then destroys what they had before and hurts people and sees their hurt and feels their hurt and hurts themselves and hurts and hurts and hurts in silence alone in the misery of their own creation. It's true, but it's a misery that's real to them because it's real. The addict who won't reach to society, the addict who won't reach for help where society is the addict that needs society to be able to tell them, you're a part of us and we love you because we love us too. If you want to help an addict believe that they can become less an addict, no addict, an addict who is free to believe that they are still a life with hope, a life of worth, a life worth taking a chance on, to believe that those around them, those who aren't addicts like them, those who judge them will not do that, will not be that, will not hurt them. By being the ones who see the addict try, who rises above what addiction made him and sits on the same place at the table of life that you sit, earn their way back is what they did in order to be there is true. But if they're there with you and you don't know they're the addict, but you carry the prejudices and you carry the judgments the moment someone says that they were an addict or they'd been through addiction or that they've been clean or not, they haven't used for so long. If the so long is not long enough for you, then you judge them wrong, harsh. There's no way to tell when an addict is going to go back. There's no way to tell if an addict will ever go back. There's no way to tell if an addict will never go back. It's not true. Believing that they will never go back is the beginning. It's not true. The beginning is where, as the addict believes that they can give sobriety the beginning chance to be something that they consider in their mind alone, in a conversation with somebody else, in a conversation with a stranger who sees them and doesn't judge them, but asks them like a human being, has a conversation, a casual conversation, just a simple conversation, a caring conversation, shares a joke, shares a smile, and then shares a little bit of what they perceive, maybe not simply to judge them and say something insulting or rude. The addict who is kind to you is the addict who wants kindness back, and the addict who is kind to you is a real person too that doesn't always just want to come up and want to take your money, want to take your life, want to take something that you have. It's true. But they will if they have the chance, and if you hate them and if they don't judge you as someone who's worth caring about. then you're someone that feeds them their addiction by being the person who's there to rob, who's there to steal from, who's there to take something from. If you're the addict who wants to be free, then you're the addict who needs to believe that freedom is possible. And it is possible. If you're a society and you want the addict to believe that they're worth their life, then you have to tell them that they're worth their life. Society has to change the way that it carries the temperature of how it feels about addiction. Hope is something that society needs to carry, it needs to feed, it needs to nurture the addict existence and the addict society that exists for real, the community that exists for real. It's a community of individuals who are hog wild doing something wrong. Some to a greater degree, some to a lesser degree. But the active addict who is using, is the addict lost, is the addict torn, is the addict in a way of hurt and injured. Some know it, some don't. Some do try to do something about it. Some haven't even started to think that they would need to do something about it. And some won't do something about it. And some just can't help but want to do something about it. But if you hold the door open to the addict, to the person who struggles with drugs, and you tell them that this door is open always, and it's a door that leads into an understanding world that accepts you if you try, but you have to try. And we know you'll fail, but we know that failure is something you don't need to do. You can try, and every time you try, and every time you go a little bit further into sobriety, into recovery, if you don't do it complete forever and stay sober forever, then you're the person who learns a little bit more each time. But each time doesn't have to be many times. Each time can just be one time. Each time can just be what is the dream of many addicts, to give up drugs and never have to want it, never have to need it, never have to touch it again, never have to think about it, and just live life just like you. To be like you, yes, but they are like you is true too, and because they are you too. Without drugs, they are you. Without that sickness, they are you. Same as you. People that matter. Amen.